teacher's son, and when his daddy would visit, he'd come along. When they gathered around and started talking, Cousin Billy would take me walking out through the back.
Alright, continuing on with Venn diagrams. This is section 1.4. It's part 2, Venn diagrams. And you can see the big difference here is rather than having 2 circles, there's 3. So we're going to be looking at 3 sets. And this gives us more overlap areas. And this is usually the limit. You can do more complicated Venn diagrams than this, but they get really complicated. You can make them 3-dimensional and look at spheres overlapping, or for example, here's a 4-dimensional Venn diagram. So you got the 3 overlapping circles, and then you have this shape here. What's this, a torus or something? Half torus maybe? Anyway, you can see it's pretty complicated, and this actually has 16 overlapping areas. We're not going to do those. We're going to stick to these. We'll either have 2 circles or 3 circles overlapping. So let's take a look here. If we have 3 sets, and we're going to call them P, Q, and R, and of course this is the universal set on the outside here. I want to shade the area for the elements that belong in set P and set Q and set R. They belong in all 3 sets. So where would I shade in that case? I would shade in here. This is the overlap area that involves all 3 sets. So like that. Alright, again, next one, PQR. We're going to do the same for all PQR. And what I want is P or Q. Well, P or Q means in this circle or this circle, or where both of them overlap. So I've got all that, but not in R, so it cannot be in this circle. So I'll say it again, it has to be these whole circles would be shaded, except not in this circle. So hopefully you can see, gosh, it's going to take too long. Maybe I'll do it like this. I'm going to be shading all of this, but then kind of like that. Okay, this is what you would shade there. Okay, the next one, PQR, a little bit repetitive here. We want to have P, so it's going to be in P, but not in Q, and also not in R. So we're not going to do the whole P here because it can't be in Q and also can't be in R. So can you picture that? Basically it is this right there. That's what you'd shade. Next one, PQR, PQR. And I want to shade all the values, all the elements that are in Q and in R. Has to be in both of them. So Q and R, this is all Q, this is all R. The ones that are in Q and R are the ones in those 2 sections right there. Okay, next again, PQR. We want elements that are in P, so they can be in here, but they can't be in R, so they can't be in here. So what you're left with is, whoops, that's not a very good job. You're left with all those, and maybe I'll erase this so you're clear. Not those ones. I think that makes it worse. But you get what I mean, right? Forget it. You know what I mean. Okay, and the last one of these, PQR. All the values that are in P or Q. So they can be in here, or they can be in Q, or they can overlap. So, I mean, these last bunch, I don't know why I did these last. These are very similar to what we did last day because you're only worried about 2 of the circles, 2 of the sets, and just ignoring the 3rd one. So that would be that one. Alright, just one more question and we're done. 100 students were interviewed. 28 took PE, 31 took Bio, 42 took English. 9 took PE and Bio, 10 took PE and English, 6 took Bio and English, and 4 took all 3 subjects. Okay, we have to fill in the Venn diagram here before we can answer the questions at the bottom. So, any idea where you'd start in the Venn diagram? The rule, I don't know if rule is the right word, but the strategy that you're going to find works is you always start right in the middle, where all the main overlap is, where all 3 of them overlap. Because we know how many people are in there. How many people took all 3 subjects? 4. So we've done this. 4 people took all 3 subjects. Oh, by the way, you better label this. Let's call this PE, this Bio, and this English down here. So 4 people took all of them. Okay, 9 people took PE and Bio. So where's the PE and Bio area? The PE and Bio area is this whole thing, right? All this in here. we already have a 4 in there. And it says that 9 people took those 2 courses. So if there's already a 4 there, how many people are left in here? 5. You put 5 in there, you now have 9 people in there. So we've done that. 10 people took PE in English. PE in English is in here. This is PE in English right there. So there's already a 4 there, and it says 10 total. So there should be a 6 here. 6 took bio in English. So here's bio, here's English. So the people who took both, there's 6 of them, 4 here, there should be another 2 right there. And we've done that. You just keep working your way out. So we start at the middle, then we get these 2, and then we go to the last ones. So 28 people took PE. The people who took PE are in this circle. We already have 3 numbers in there. We have a 6, a 4, and a 5, which add up to 15, but it says there's 28 total. So we need another 13 to get that. 15 plus 13 equals 28. 31 took bio, so it's this circle. So far we have 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11, and we want to have 31. Well, 11 plus 20 equals 31. And finally, 42 took English. So that's this circle. We have 6 plus 4 is 10, plus another 2 is 12, and it says 42. How much more do we have to add to 12 to get 42? We have to add 30. Great. Are we done? Well, actually we're not done, because what have we still not filled in? We still haven't filled in the universal set. And what would that represent? What would any number we put here would represent people who didn't take PE, and they didn't take bio, and they didn't take English. So how many people is that? Well, there's one last piece of information. We have 100 students. So what we're going to have to do is see how many students is all this, and then see if it equals 100 or not. If it equaled 100, then nobody didn't take these courses. But if it doesn't equal 100, we have some. So let's add them up. 13 plus 5 is 18, plus 4 is 22, plus 6 is 28, plus 2 is 30, plus another 30 is 60, plus 20 is 80. 80 people in here, which means 20 people belong here. They didn't take any of those subjects. They're all in math classes, obviously. Good for them. How many students took none of the 3 subjects? We just figured that out. 20. See how easy these questions are once you have the Venn diagram? How many students took PE but not bio or English? So they took PE, so they're in here, but they didn't take bio and they didn't take English. So it couldn't be in this circle or this circle, so you're just left with a 13. How many students took bio and PE but not English? So bio and PE, that's these 9 people here, but it says they didn't take English, so these 4 people did take English, which means we're only left with the 5 people there. And finally, how many students took bio or PE? Doesn't matter whether they took English or not, we just want to know the people who took bio or PE. I'm sorry, how many people took bio or PE? So we're interested in this whole amount here, and also this whole amount there. So you're just going to add all those numbers up. Or it might be easier to add the people who didn't take bio or PE. Like these people didn't take bio or PE, and these people didn't take bio or PE. That's 50 people. 50 out of 100 means there's another 50 who did. But just to absolutely make sure, we could also add up all the numbers in there. 13 plus 6 is 19, plus 4 is 23, plus 5 is 28, plus 2 is 30, plus 20 is 50. It worked. 50 people took bio or PE. Alright, that is the end of Venn diagrams. And as I said, you need to be able to understand them up to 3 circles like this. There is some questions in the homework. I didn't do one because I want to give you a good challenge where you don't know how many people took all 3, and you're going to start with putting an X in there. It's a good question. Good luck with it.